welcome to another Twinset and Purl knitting podcast.
We're back.
It's episode 64. We're back. We're in Rachel's kitchen as usual, and it's January the 25th,
Saturday.
Burns night.
You're going out tonight.
I'm going out tonight for Burns night.
Your Scottish husband.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a kilt. Everybody keeps asking. He's wearing his tux and a tartan bow tie, and I have a velvet, stretchy velvet dress that's very comfortable to wear.
To eat all the haggis.
Yeah, haggis and eat the Kremeke. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I don't profess to know how you make any of that, although I think Kremeke's fairly simple. I think is it oats and...
It's like toasted oats, cream and whiskey and raspberries.
And I think there's a shortbread, which is what I'm really looking
Maggie
forward
said, oh no, there's maybe, was it Dranbury for the Kremeke and whiskey whiskey sauce for haggis.
So we'll see. I'll let you know next time how good that was. So yes, it was Saturday morning. We were thinking we might have recorded yesterday, and we've waited till today. It's actually no lighter this morning, I think, than it was yesterday afternoon.
No, but I have finished the sock.
We've got the overhead lights on, so hopefully you'll get the colours and everything.
Apologise for lighting.
And there's been a big storm in the UK. We'll have to talk about the weather for a little bit. Eowyn, is she called?
Sorry.
And they've had the first red weather warning in Northern Ireland since red weather warnings were a thing.
Oh, Scotland's had one
and
before.
Scotland's had one before. The last time they had one in Glasgow was 2012. So it's like 100-mile-an-hour winds. So
danger to life.
Danger to life. And it's not been too bad.
Well,
there was some wind, and
earlier in the week they forecast it to rain all day yesterday, and didn't rain at all, did it? So.
No, and there was a tornado in Devon and Cornwall. So there's been a lot worse weather than we're used to. In fact, I don't know. It's meant to be 9 degrees yesterday, but it was pretty cold. I don't know. It's not a typical January, I don't think.
No. No, it's
and there's been a lot of snow came with the winds in Scotland. Particularly on high ground. I think they're having something like between 25 and 50 centimetres of snow.
It's a lot. It's a lot for us.
This storm. Yeah. So yeah, just keep safe, everybody. Don't go out unless you have to. Stay home and do your knitting. That's my recommendation.
Watch a podcast.
Yeah. So
not necessarily. There are other podcasts.
We've got quite a lot of things to talk about today. Although probably less of some things than others.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll get to that in a minute.
I mean, if this is your first time, we're twin sisters.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to.
I'm Rachel.
This is Jo.
And we knit a lot together, and we design together as Twinset and Purl. And like Jo said, this is not the most. Well, it's going to be kind of like a small, rounded episode, isn't it? There is a little bit of everything.
So we do the normal FOs, whips, acquisitions.
We don't edit, just to warn you.
What you do show notes, and everything is in the drop down.
What you see is what you get. Basically.
So yeah. So where should we go from first? We're going to say thank you for Simon's birthday
celebration.
Yeah. So we have a pattern called Simon, which I'm wearing one bit of, and it's his birthday on the 12th of January, the same day as our brother Simon, who he's named after. And we had a little discount on Simon for a week. And we asked people to post their Simons, whether they're knitting one at the moment or whether they finished one. And I think Ruth loves to knit, has knit the most. She's knit.
She had 5 different ones that she posted. She didn't have. She just made more, but she was given that she didn't have pictures of them. So.
I don't know many people who don't knit one without planning the next one. My friend Sue, we'll just do a little shout out to Sue, who's recuperating from an operation, and she's knitting a Simon while she recuperates. She doesn't really knit very much.
She's a crocheter.
She's a crocheter and a quilter, but she really wanted to. She can knit, so she wanted to have a go at knitting Simon, and she's already planning her next one. She's on section 2, I think.
Probably on more now.
Yeah. So so we shout out to Sue, all our wishes for a speedy recovery, and we send you all the knitting vibes as well. We had there was a lot of love for Simon during that discount, and quite a few people posted their Simons. So we've drawn a winner. The prize is
a Simon quantity.
Yeah, we're going to let you pick the colours that you want from
the Oxford
Yarn store, and then we'll pay the postage
and for the yarn.
Yeah, so we'll pay for the. Yeah, you pick the colours.
You pick the colours. Let us know.
And
your address, and then we'll organise it with Lizzie.
So
at the Oxford Yarn store,
we'll pay the postage and the anywhere in the world.
So it's 2 balls of knitting for Olive.
Is there anywhere that they don't post to?
I don't know. I don't know where this person's from.
So if we have any problems, like they don't post to Europe anymore because of this stupid new thing, we will find a supplier in Europe and sort it out. I think we can do that.
I think they're a little bit different because they're
a shop.
But let me just see the minuet.
So anyway, the original Simon was knit in Knitting for Olive, and that is the yarn that we'd like you to choose from.
Yeah. So 2 balls.
So 2 balls of each colour.
There is a merino cotton if you are from a hot country.
You don't have to have the merino.
Let me just quickly find the post.
So the winner is Crafty Mum 66,
and they are from Ravelry. So I wrote out a list of everybody who had. Sorry, I'm looking at the thing. I wrote down a list every time anybody posted on Instagram. I wrote down, because if they were a private account, we could only. They didn't end up in our. It never ends up in our tagged. Thing. So we asked people to tag us. And because Simon's birthday was an already quite popular, we should have added something different to it. We'll learn our lesson next time. We'll check the hashtag for. Oh, she lives in Australia.
Oh, that should be fine.
Yeah. So, get in touch.
And she possibly doesn't get Knitting for Olive very often in Australia. So I don't know. They may have some distributors out there, but. Yeah, quite a nice little prize for somebody. So for Crafty Mum.
So did you already say go on the website?
I haven't said any of that.
Go on the Oxford Yarn store website. Jo will link it below for you, and choose your colours and let us know, and then we will organise the shipment to you.
Cool.
Sorry.
So thank you very much to everybody who bought the Simon pattern. I'll share your picture because. We think he's gorgeous.
We do. And I've done a little bit on mine this week, so I'm going to show him. Yeah. I think I did. Maybe I showed it last week anyway.
I did a bit on mine, but mine isn't a typical. He doesn't look like a typical Simon.
We were talking about. We talked a lot about Simon last week.
Yeah, we did. Right. So the next thing we were going to talk about is some yarn shows that you've got coming up. Now we meant to do it last week and we completely forgot. So we've put it now on the agenda.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to forget again.
No. So there's 3 we want to talk about.
Yeah.
First is Unravel, because we're going.
Yeah. Can't wait. 3 weeks.
Yeah. 3 weeks. I'm not leaving the house before.
So Unravel is in Surrey. It's in Farnham at the Maltings, and it was possibly one of the first yarn shows we went to.
Yeah, I think we might have gone to the one in Ampthill.
Yeah.
Fibre. It used to be Fibre East. But Unravel is definitely a long-standing one. I think it was a couple of years ago. It was their 15th year.
So we are going, and we're staying overnight. So we're going to do 2 half days again, I think.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to meet up with lots of our friends who dye yarn and show there. We're hoping to see some new people
and meet some of our podcasting friends.
Yeah. So we'll be there on the Friday and the Saturday.
So let us know if you're coming, and you can DM us on Instagram or
possibly going to go to that nice little pub for lunch again. So we could go there with some people if they fancied.
So close to the
it's literally out the back of the car park.
It's called the Lost Boy,
and you go in the back.
So let us know and we'll book a table.
Yeah. Because the cafe can get really busy, especially at the February one, because it's a lot busier than the September Unravel. So, let us know if you fancy having lunch with Twinset and Purl.
And
we won't be upset if none of you do, because we enjoy each other's company.
We do.
So we'll have lunch on our own. But yeah, no, it'd be lovely to.
It would.
And we usually, we can spread it out over a little bit of time and have a bit of a knit as well.
Yeah.
And we can show what we've bought already. Although we're not planning on buying any yarn.
No,
we're trying to be a bit restrained. But anyway, we're still going to the yarn festivals because we love the atmosphere and the community, and we love seeing.
And you've got a shawl coming.
I have got a shawl coming out. But we just love seeing what people, just what people are wearing, what people are knitting. So it's great. That's what we love about yarn festivals. Yeah. I need some wool wash, actually. That's the only thing I'm going to buy. That's my plan.
I might buy a really nice project bag.
Well, we'll see where we go. Yeah. But we usually end up with some yarn. But
we're trying to rein it in a bit, aren't we? Yeah. So then we're going to a new to us yarn show. In Norwich, the East Anglia Yarn
Festival. EAYF, isn't it?
Yeah. And it is the 15th and 16th of March at the Norfolk or Norwich race course. We will link. I'm doing the show notes today, aren't I? So I'll link.
But we're looking forward to that because we've booked a really nice place to stay. Is it just? Are we just staying one night?
Yeah.
I wish it was 2.
Oh, you can always change the booking. It's up to you. You'll take Monday off.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
not with your upcoming trip to the Isle of Man.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, So we're looking forward to that. So also, if you're going to that one, let us know. We can meet up for that.
And we're hoping that there'll be some dyers and vendors that we haven't ever seen before. I'm sure there will, but
Yeah.
And yes. And then the next thing is very exciting, and Joe will tell you about that.
We are going to the new yarn festival in Bristol, which I'm very excited about, and thank you, Claire and John, for organising this. You're amazing. It's going to be Big Flock, and they're holding it at UWE, which is the University of the West of England. It's just off the motorway, so it's really accessible. The venue looks amazing. I mean, I think most universities have like a conference centre-y type aspect to them because they show their research and stuff, don't they?
Also, they make money. When not in term time.
Yeah. So Claire and John have hired that, and they put out a call for vendors and for people who want to teach classes. And they asked us if we'd like to teach a class. Well, we're not really. No. We don't really know what we teach anybody. Although we've knit for a long time and whatever, it's a bit difficult to.
Yeah.
And Rachel once taught a sock class and she didn't like it very much, did you? So we decided we didn't want to teach.
Nobody else was as enthusiastic as I was, and it was a bit hard.
Yeah.
So
I think people would be different at a yarn show. They'd be enthusiastic for their courses. I imagine. But
yeah,
anyway,
if you've paid that much,
Yeah, so we suggested to John and Claire, were they going to have a designer area where we could let people see all of our designs together, and we could display them and whatever. And they come back with this, so they're putting this idea out. I think they're gonna put another form out to see if any other designers want to do the same thing. So it may not happen, but we're hoping it will. We're really hoping it will happen. So that's exciting, isn't it? That's a new thing for Twinset and Purl.
Yeah.
And then what we probably do would be print some of our most popular patterns, get them printed, but also there'll be QR codes. So
I don't know about the printing. I don't know.
We were thinking we could take my printer and do some and print some. It's only black and white though and stuff, so I don't know. Anyway, we don't know about Wi-Fi and all that sort of thing. So QR codes and Ravelry, and then maybe some hard copies of some of the more popular ones.
Yeah, that's a conversation to have up, not on the video.
Yes, it is. Also, we don't know how much of that stuff costs or anything, so we're just
it's just feelers for the moment, isn't it?
So that's really exciting. And that's it so far. We've got planned, isn't it? I mean, there's a few things we know we're going to go to later in the year, but at the moment, those are the three that are on our sort of immediate horizon. And obviously, I'm assuming that I can stay at your house. Yes, I'm not going to make you
to charge me.
Yeah, although that Holiday Inn, what was it? That was pretty good
Hilton.
For
access to,
and like, you know, disabled shower and all that sort of thing. Anyway, that's a new yarn show. So if you've seen, they put adverts out on Instagram and stuff, but you know, put it into your calendar. I think it's the 14th and 15th of May. Yeah, something like that. 15th and 14th, 15th, 15th.
Yeah,
16th.
it's at the Big Flock on Instagram.
It's the 17th and 18th of May. Got that completely wrong. Anyway. Right, so let's move on to what we're wearing.
Yes. I thought I was going to be too warm, so I was a bit concerned that we were talking this much before I might be able to take this off, but I'm actually very, very comfortable, cozy in my, so I'll go first. I'm wearing my Cecil because he goes very well with my sweater, and I knitted this. I started to do it quite soon after you. I didn't test knit for you, did I?
No.
And I used the main yarn colour is Drops Flora White Fog, and then I had a light beige and a chocolate brown Drops Kid Silk, and then the blue is from the Wool Kitchen, and it's called, the colours She's Electric. And I love him.
Yes.
He's just so big and gorgeous.
The garter makes it.
Yeah. So the other day I had to go out to have a little thing done on my eyes, and I had a really stiff neck, and so I wore this under my coat, and I was in the car, and got every bump we went over. I was like, but the stiff neck's gone away now. But yeah, it was quite funny because I mentioned it to the ophthalmologist, and he said, "Don't worry, all you got to do is look forward." I'm not going to ask you to turn your head. Just got to look forward. Yeah. So anyway,
and I would say that if you're an adventurous beginner, you could knit Cecil.
You could.
It's a little bit of yarn management with the three mohairs.
I just literally untangled after every double.
But it's only knit stitch and increases and
slipping.
Being able to
get your got an I-cord edge.
Yeah, and being able to knit two together to decrease.
It's lovely.
Or SSK, I can't remember which.
So I've been wearing him quite a lot this week. I was going to say something about it, but I can't remember. Remember now. That's a shame. But oh, I know what I was going to say. Cecil is our most sold pattern, our best seller. But Simon is so close to overtaking him. I think there's literally single digits, really, between them. Yeah, so that's exciting. Go and buy Cecil. And we said, I mean, obviously we only had the idea for Simon's birthday.
Probably on the last podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast.
So when we get to June, it's Cecil's birthday. He'll be 2. We might have to have a little Cecil party. Cool. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing Simon, and I'm wearing it because it goes with my new sweater. So we were shopping last weekend. This was in the John Lewis sale, and my husband treated me.
Very nice. And
then I'll get into that later on with some yarn that I've got to show. But Rachel's Simon Cowl goes very well with it.
It does.
And if it wasn't her one of her most worn pieces, I would ask to borrow it, but I don't think she'd let me.
You can borrow it till next time you come.
I should have brought mine, and we could have swapped.
Okay, I've got things to wear. I've got my mohair full Simon.
Anyway, yeah. So this is the Simon Cowl, and it's knit in. It was leftovers, wasn't it?
The darker colour is a sock yarn, which you gave me, a Kremeke.
Oh yeah, Edelweiss.
Yeah, and there's enough left for me still to knit a pair of socks, I think. And then the suri, which I held single, in the pattern it's mohair held double, is left over from my sparkling botanical yarn.
Oh yeah,
in the sparkling fountain colourway.
Lovely.
Just one little. What's that?
It's a blip of
in the wool.
Yeah.
I thought you'd got some pen in there or something.
So every now and again there's a little extra blip of colours.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
That's what we're wearing.
That's what we're wearing. On to the FOs. So my FO is also a new design.
So Jo's just going to use this little bit. She's going to talk about her new design and other new designs that are coming, which can't necessarily show.
So my new design. So I've been working on cowl versions of shawls, and most of the time this one, Cecil, has got a cowl version. It's using the same weight of yarn and same gauge,
just
the same pattern, like just a section of the pattern, and then there's just a way of making it into a cowl. But for Hilary, which is the cable and moss stitch shawl, I wanted to do it at a heavier gauge. So I picked.
So you originally designed this with wool decanted.
Yeah.
For last Unravel?
Last February Unravel.
Just kick the table.
Yeah. So that was in their fingering weight, vintage 23, which is beautiful yarn. And I was thinking I would do this in DK or an Aran, and I first picked this yarn, which is Wild Wool from Erica Knight.
Beautiful colour.
It's a combination of wool and, it doesn't say what kind of wool and nettle, viscose from nettle. And that colourway is Dawdle.
How much wool?
85.
Oh right, a lot.
85% wool and 15%
Yeah, it's got
viscose.
a beautiful sheen to it
and a beautiful halo. And the nettle gives it a lot of strength. So I think it's beautiful.
Yeah,
The colours Dawdle, and then when you're knitting it, it looks kind of pinky, grey with a sort of pinky tone. So this was the cowl. This is the cowl I knit. And this is the Hillary cable, which is, I've obviously had this lying flat to block. It's got could do a bit of a steam on that bit.
Yeah.
You've got like a cable every other, so like in the same way, then the what do they call them, honeycomb kind of cable, and then this I think they call this an antler, where you do the two cables going in opposite directions, and then it mirrors on the other side, and then you've got some moss stitch, and this is
a double moss stitch.
It's moss stitch as opposed to seed stitch.
Right.
So moss stitch, I think, is when you knit the same back as you knit. So you knit your knits and purl your purls.
Right.
Seed stitch, you do the opposite. So you only get one row of each.
Ah. I always thought they were the same.
So maybe in some places it is double seed stitch.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it so you could wear it and fold that little bit down
and show off the cable.
Show off the cables. So, but I like it, but I also want to do one in a double knitting gauge. So it will, obviously the pattern is very similar, but you'll get more moss stitch at the top and bottom, and I'm going to knit it in this yarn, which is Rowan Island Blend. Now, I think this may have been discontinued. They may have something similar, but it is a double knit.
It looks very similar to Moordale. What's it made of?
It is made of Falkland fine merino wool, baby alpaca and silk.
So Moordale's 100% wool, but I guess it's Moordale.
Yeah, and this colour is colour number. God, that's small.
Do you want me to see?
Colour 904.
I think that it'll be fine, because if it's a traditional DK weight.
Well, I'm not sure, because I always get a bit confused. I don't knit in a lot of DK. 125 metres to
I'd
50
say that
grams.
was a completely traditional DK.
Yeah. So you'll be able to pick any DK yarn. And it knits up really quick. You just want to knit the next bit.
It's beautiful.
So, so I'm going to work out the DK gauge, put both of them in the pattern, and then that will be going for testing. So this was, these are 100 gram skeins, and that's how much I've got left over of the second skein.
Have you weighed it?
No. Fluff in the mouth. So I've left the ends. So I joined it in there, so it knit that much with the second ball. So I'm hoping that this will be 100 grams of double knit and won't need.
Yeah, the DK would be.
Yeah, I won't need more than that, but yeah, this is beautiful yarn, and I noticed that No Frills, my local yarn shop, has started stocking it, so that's cool. Yeah, so watch this space on the Hillary Cowl. I've got another pattern in testing at the moment, which is the Clare Shawl,
which you have shown on here.
Yeah, and that literally starts today, the test knit. So it's going until the 7th of March. So that weekend will be the weekend that the Clare Shawl comes out. And then on the 14th Feb at Unravel, the Rachel Shawl is going to be released. We haven't shown you any of the Rachel Shawl. We kept it a bit of a secret. I showed the yarn on here because we're doing it in collaboration with Nellie and Eve, Helen from Nellie and Eve, I think she has lots of people call her Nellie, but her two grandmas are Nellie and Eve, and she's actually called Helen. But her yarn is beautiful. I so enjoyed knitting with that, and it's blocked. Amazing.
And I'm the last tester to finish.
It's okay. You've still got a week, 2 weeks,
3
weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Fine. You're perfectly fine. So just the other two are more monogamous and fast.
Yeah. And don't fall asleep all the time.
So Rachel's coming out on the 14th, and we are going to podcast on the 7th.
Sorry.
What's the matter?
Rachel's coming out.
Rachel's launching.
Yes.
On the 14th, and we're hoping to podcast on the 7th, where we will show you.
Yes.
Rachel, we will reveal.
Yes.
Rachel.
Brilliant.
So and
that's exciting.
Yeah, Helen will have kits on her website and at Unravel. She's got the pattern. She's
the only way you'll be able to get the pattern.
Yeah,
for a while till Easter.
Is
to buy a kit from her and get the pattern that way.
Which we really enjoy supporting yarn dyers and providing them with a unique thing that people, I hope, are going to love, because I think she's gorgeous. So yeah, we'll hear more about that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And it's named after me.
Yeah. So that's all my new designs and chat, and we'll move on to your FOs.
So you can model it for me.
Okay.
So I finished the sock head hat that I started last week. Oh, I was talking about last week.
Which she hasn't blocked.
I haven't blocked it, no.
And the rib definitely pulls it in. It looks really weird.
But it looks nice on.
It looks nice on, but it looks weird before you put it on. Where's the back?
I don't know.
Can you tell?
There, I think. Back. There? I can't tell 100%. So it's a slouchy double. It's
a fingering weight.
It's a fingering weight, but it's not an attached. It's a folded.
Oh right, yeah. You can have it down if you want.
Yeah.
So if you want it even more slouchy.
Yeah. So I actually only did it.
You can wear it like that. I think it needs a block.
Yeah. So it was like that. I'd wear it. Yeah. I still wear it like that. I haven't worn it. I haven't worn it yet because I was going to wait to show you guys. So it's knitted in Kremeke yarns, 4-ply fingering, 85 superwash merino, 15% nylon in a unknown colourway from her. I think I got it in her bargain bin.
You rescued it from the bargain bin.
And I don't know if you can see, but there's like little blue tealy speck flecks, or like kind of tinge to it, which I really loved, seeing a little blue speck. And it's lovely, it's beautiful yarn. So I would go and check out Kremeke yarns. Ooh. And I've cast on, I'll show when I get to my whips, I have cast on another hat, because it's, as much as I like knitting vanilla socks, I'm also liking knitting vanilla. And I didn't want to, for some reason I didn't want to knit the same one again straight away. So I'll tell you what.
Oh, there's lots out there.
But I'll tell you about that in the...
Aren't there?
Yeah,
there's lots of choice.
But I have to say, I prefer it to a Musselburgh, for me.
To wear,
because I don't necessarily want a quadruple thick brim, if I or not. So
I do like a bit of rib, I have to say.
And it is
tug it in.
Knitting like that, it's easy to try it on. You can't try on a Musselburgh.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to know the length unless you knitted, one and had a bit of trial and error, and knitted another one,
or you already know your depth that you like a hat.
So this is the sock head hat by Kelly McClure, who is Boho Knits on Instagram, and it's a very popular pattern, a free pattern
Look
from
at her dyeing, isn't it
Yes, it's beautiful.
Flora, you are a star.
Yeah. And then I finished my navy blue midnight socks that I haven't got on a blocker, but they're in a net, like a barnacle net. And this is, so I'm showing, I got two, but one's hasn't been touched as per usual. And this yarn, I got it at Yorkshire Yarn Fest from Mama Bear Fibres.
Oh yeah.
Mama Bear hand dyed yarn. And it's the colour Midnight. And it came with a mini, but I decided not to use the mini for the heels. Do carry on.
These are very difficult to show on. It looks,
yeah,
it looks darker. It's a bit less black and a bit more blue,
but it is,
and you can see tonals in it.
But it is very dark, and I have had times, like when I was doing the toe, I had to have my light lamp next to me because it's quite difficult to camera. So I'm quite glad they're finished. I love them, and I do.
You're not going to give these away.
No, and I'm going to wear these, but I've gone for some more easy on the eye yarn, shall we say, for my next pair. And then I've shown this in the last episode, which was my Cecil cowl, which I'm knitted for our friend.
Has anybody worn it yet?
No, our friend Kathy.
Are you blocking it?
Yes, haven't blocked it yet. And she asked me to knit something for a friend, a cowl for. I was going to knit a whole Cecil, but I ended up, and I have got the yarn here to show. It's leftovers. So there's the 3 suris, and it looks lovely, especially with your sweater. And the main colour is the white fog again that I used for this.
So these are number, not so easy to see.
14, 12 and 13.
Yeah. 13. Let's put them in order.
Pink is 12. Mid blue is 13 and pale blue is 14.
So that was the order they were on the website.
Yeah. And they look lovely, I think.
They do. I think it definitely needs a block.
Yes.
It relaxes the Flora a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the only bit where it's double, it is quite thick with 2 suris.
And then when you fold the bit over, it's equal. No,
but it is lovely to wear. I think.
If you want a cowl that's gonna block the wind out, that's the way to go.
And then I haven't sewn the ends in because my friend was supposed to come over, and I was going to have everything finished, and then she couldn't come. So obviously in full on
procrastination
mode, I didn't sew the ends in. But I have, I'll say modified. The main pattern is the Paddle Mitts by Tin Can Knits. But I have...
that's inside out.
Yeah, that's the one that's had most ends sewn in. I've just kind of colour blocked the suri. So the cuff and the top is the Flora held double, and then I had the least
of the blue.
So that was and they're really nice, and I want a pair. So I'm going to knit mine with Flora held double, no suri, but I think they're beautiful, and they go with it.
Yeah, nice little set.
I was trying to find I was thinking, people will probably
why are you not doing
message
a hat?
now. I'm not doing a hat, well, because I could do a hat as well, but they
nice hat.
are.
Don't you think that would be a nice hat?
It would be a nice hat, but I was thinking about doing garter to match Cecil.
I don't think it
but
matters.
it changes the rate, the increases on the thumb for the thumb gusset. It's because it's a different gauge, completely different gauge to stocking stitch. It was just, I wanted something easy.
What you would have worked that out.
I know, but I just wanted to get something easy. So I think they're beautiful. Or very pretty. So yeah. So those are my FOs.
Just take it off before I leave any makeup on it.
Right, put that needle back in there. And so the ends are finished. That's all ready to block now. Do you think just steaming it would be enough?
I would just steam it, yeah.
Right, so
is that all of your?
That's all of my FOs.
I need a neck warmer this morning.
Yeah.
Put it back on again.
I'm really thirsty. Hang on just a sec.
Right.
Yeah.
So whips.
Moving on to whippies.
So I brought 2 whips with me. I've got quite a few shawls on the go at the minute. And when I finished Rachel, and then I knit Hilary, the Hilary Cowl.
Yeah.
And I was also knitting on my Morris while I was doing the Hilary Cowl, because he's nice and simple, easy to take to work in a little bag. And when I finished Hilary, I was desperate. Well,
I've been desperate to cast.
I am going to cast on another Hilary, but I was desperate to cast on another shawl. I've got so many shawl ideas flitting around my head, and I don't want to forget any of them.
No.
So I'm like,
you're doing some swatches.
I was thinking I'd do that, but then
do you need to?
I do need to. There's a couple I need to do some swatches on. So anyway, I'm going to finish. I want to get Morris and Simon off my needles, and then I'll let myself do another another pattern, I think.
Cool.
I might cast on Hilary as well. So I'll just go very quick because you've seen both of these before. This is my Simon, and I'm using 2 very low contrast yarns, both by Isaiah. One is Isaiah Tweed and the other is Isaiah Alpaca 2. This is in Winter Grey, I think it's called. And then this is just a number. I've got number shade E2S.
I think they're natural colours.
Right, that's definitely winter something. Winter grey. And I found the other 2 balls, which is really handy because I'm going to need the other 2 to finish the other side of it. So that's them a bit bigger. And I'm about halfway.
I've got something in my eye. Can you see anything?
No, I can't.
I can't. Sorry to.
Yeah, so it's
carry on doing that.
It's giving like a tweedy. The tweedy is giving the texture, and I really love it because it's quite subtle. You'll see some very out there Simons, and this is a less out there Simon.
The least
out there Simon, but I'm really enjoying knitting it. The yarn. You said it looked like a carpet. The yarn.
And she wasn't offended.
No, the yarn's lovely to knit with, so I'm really enjoying it. And I won't show it again until it's finished because it's getting bored because it's boring. But I'm keeping that in my lovely bag from Soft Accents.
Aww.
And this is the opposite of the shawl. Sometimes I try and match my project bag to my shawl. And this time I just went for something bright and cheerful.
Yeah, cheer you up.
And Jackie's fabrics are amazing. And I love the colours of this one. Who knows, in the future, in a future knit, there may be these colours in a knit.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And I needed something that I could fit 2 projects in. So,
and it does go with that.
Yeah, Simon and his extra balls are in there. And then the extra balls of Morris are in here as well.
Oh.
So the Morris, which I will open up in a minute and show you, is being knit in this beautiful Wensleydale long wool, which is just gorgeous yarn. It looks very rustic in the skein, and it's got a really lovely halo to it.
I was going to say the luster makes it looks like it's got some silk in it.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't. It's yeah, it's just
100%.
It says Wensleydale sheep produce the finest and most valuable luster long wool in the world.
And I think that
and that's in the colour denim.
I think that
I wind the balls though because I don't like knitting from those.
Oh, it's lovely.
Those balls.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So beautiful.
And this is how far I've got with Morris. I'm on halfway through section 3.
How much have you done before? Did you keep a progress keeper?
I was on section 2, so I've knit about that much.
Wow.
Since the last podcast. But it is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's my favourite. And I take him to work. He comes to work with me. And I'm using some stitch markers, which we have, old progress keepers even, which we have to call out the makers of the progress keepers. And these are from Lilliput White.
Who's on the island?
Who's in the Isle of Wight, and it's second chance stitch markers. So this range of stitch markers has been made from broken and unloved jewellery found in charity shops. These have been broken apart, cleaned and dried before being turned into stitch markers and given a second chance.
Lovely.
And then there's another one from Mothy and the Squid that I picked up at Yorkshire Yarn Fest. So I'm using one to mark where my section ends and one to mark where my pattern repeat starts, so that I can always know what row I'm on the pattern, because Morris has an inner pattern and an outer pattern, and they repeat, they're at different rates. So
Sat looking really gorgeous for a minute.
So yeah, so you get two little leafy bits, and they've got the outside bit does a different rate, so you have to follow where you're going. So yeah, so
just write down every row like moi.
Yeah. So I am loving it, and I'm hoping to have it finished for Unravel so I can show the lovely ladies at Wensleydale Long Wool.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful Morris shawl. They've both knit Cecil, I think, and they love him. But I think Morris has a special place.
It does.
Oh, and this bag is from
because Morris was the first present.
Yeah. And this bag is from Atelier Yarns in San Francisco. And I just love it because it's got this gold bit.
Oh.
And it's nice and light.
Yeah.
It's really good for travelling.
Looks bougie.
And has a Golden Gate Bridge on it. Love it. Alright, just you carry on. I'm just going to put everything away.
Alright, okay. So I have done a bit of this week, not too much, but I wanted to show it again because it's going to be my focus after I'm not knitting on Rachel. This is what I'm going to be knitting on, and it's my Simon in this beautiful Bird Street yarn. Oh, it's gorgeous. And this is their mohair.
Oh,
Extra fine merino.
oh, it's
super
so
kid
drapey.
mohair in old number 7. And this one is.
This is what I knit coffee art in.
Yeah.
Much underrated coffee art.
This
Shawl.
is crema. This is crema. Crema and old number 7.
Oh,
And it is lovely. And I'm on section 3. Halfway through section 3.
Hey.
And my progress keepers are from
Oh,
Unwrapped Yarn.
and they go so well.
Little bun.
With the flowers on them.
And then I've got the gold,
Oh, that's gorgeous.
like an outline of a heart. And my stitch stoppers, needle stoppers, were from loom wool, and they were a present for me from my friend
And I've got some of those as well. And not that I'm using them at the moment, but they're really good because they don't. You can put them flat. There's a lot of the others that
they roll
around
away.
and they roll around and you lose them.
Yeah, isn't it cute?
Although I have to say they were on a shawl I took to work, or it must have been the bag. One of them must have fallen out, and I came back and somebody put it off the floor onto my desk.
I just flashed him again, but he is. Look how beautiful his little flower goes with my yarn. Gorgeous.
It's the little things, isn't it?
She's got some beautiful new ones
go
for
and check out
Valentine's Day.
Check out her website.
Yeah, so that's Simon, who is coming back into the active whip
Lucky Simon.
roundup.
Just flash the inside of that bag.
This is my killing it every damn day bag. And that is the material
I love the
inside.
inside. I want to know where that's from.
Yeah, and I can't remember the name of the person. That must be their symbol.
Yeah.
We got it wrong when we went to. I got it from the Southern, and we said it's somebody, and it wasn't. It was the stall next to them. But I can look back through the show notes maybe and work out who it is. And then I'll do socks last. I'll do in my redesigned bag that Joe bought me. I am knitting a beanie, the Timeless hat by Phil Soho, except I've only done a very small.
I was going to say it's a very small amount of rib.
Yeah.
Did you get bored?
No, it's what I wanted from a hat that I have.
Right.
And the yarn is Katia Merino Tweed sock yarn, which is discontinued. This is the last ball of navy blue they had at Mason's, my local yarn shop. And my friend Alex bought it. She kept it for a while, and then I persuaded her to sell it to me. And I've been waiting a long time to knit something with it. But if you just feel it, it looks like Donegal, like Debbie Bliss, but it's so much nicer.
Is it?
Feel that.
I like Debbie Bliss.
Yeah, but that hasn't even been blocked yet. And I am knitting it on 2.5mm needles, so that's the modification. It's not that the needles the needles are bigger, the amount of rib is bigger because they fold it up, but I didn't want that after that one. And I'm just doing it really to get there.
Are you going to do a slouchy, or are you going to do?
No, I'm going to do I'm going to do a fitted.
Yeah, so like 6 inches or something.
Yeah, you have to do 6.5 inches and then the decreases. And I'm just going to do them as they are in the pattern.
And what are their decreases like?
They are
a spiral.
Yeah. So it'd be quite fitted. Quite a big space to fit back in my big head. Yeah, so
lovely yarn though. What a shame they discontinued that.
I know. It's the best yarn ever. I bought everything they had, apart from Alex snuck in and bought the last navy blue ball. Behind, that's why I managed to get it back.
Are you still friends with her?
Don't see her very often, but I am good friends with her, and yeah. But I have beige, I have grey, and I have black left for my, like an oatmeal colour for my. And then these are the ones I cast on first. So this is the first vanilla pair for 2025. New cast on of socks, 25, and it's this yarn that my dad. Hold on, my dad sent me.
Look at that!
My dad sent me 2 balls of yarn from the Isle of Man.
That's cool.
And this is King Cowl Norse. That's the reason I got my book out. I'm not 100% sure whether. Oh, it's here, the label.
That is, I don't know if we just had a bit of a battery, you're on low battery.
Oh,
so
we'll be quick. Norse 4-ply in the Odin colourway. So I had no idea how this is going to knit up or anything. And it's quite a big pattern. So there's some stripes in between each one that kind of like, but it's quite a big,
yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure about matching them with his big feet.
Yeah.
But
I guess you see where you end.
Yeah, so I'm on the heel flap. And it's going to be stripes. The stripes are going, then I'll come back and it'll be this colour. So it might look a bit rubbish, but he picked it, so hopefully he'll like them. And yeah, those are just upstairs knitting, being kept in my little butternut handmade winter hedgehog bag, which is lovely. And he might become a spring present. They could be birthday presents, could they not? I love that. I love him. Her. And then my final whip is a new cast on that I cast on last night. I finished my other socks, and I'm doing 2x2. I'm still calling them vanilla, so I'm doing 2x2 rib. Can you just hold that for me? And this is sock yarn that I bought from Bath, the wool bath, and it is by Adria Phil, and it's the Calza socks, colour 192, and this is available online. I had a look because I was interested to see what other colours they had. I put some in my basket and then remembered I'm not buying any yarn.
Are you liking it?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I'm trying to knit from the inside of the ball so that it doesn't, because this, I usually start on the outside and then they roll around and they annoy me, so I end up winding into a ball. Yes, this time I'm going from the inside. And although I tried to wind a ball of Flora for my Rachel, how long was I doing it? 3 hours? Oh my god, it's like a 50-gram ball. Anyway, and that is living in my little dumpling, or bigger dumpling bag from Bird Street Yarn with a little notion fly inside, a baby.
It's very cute.
Yes, so that is...
And very noisy.
Yeah, that is my
last whip.
Yeah. So then I'm the only one with acquisitions.
Yeah, but I was going to chat about this. So shall I chat about
Yeah,
this?
you chat about that.
So I obviously got this sweater the other day, and I was like, is mint my new colour? And then I remembered that I had this from Mammy and Florrie, which is Swizzles.
Beautiful.
On their mohair.
Absolutely stunning.
Swizzle Factory, is it? Or Swizzles? It's I think Ruth's knit a Simon in it.
It's not that long since we
Swizzles Factory.
went up there.
Yeah, so we went up in November for Yorkshire, on the day before Yorkshire Yarn Fest, wasn't it? And I was thinking, oh, I need to knit something to go with this mint sweater. So I'd completely forgotten that I'd bought this when I bought that. So this is Point Linus Lighthouse, and the what 3 words are Friday custard binds. And this is merino singles. So I'm going to do something with, and I got 2 skeins for this. And one I've wound. And I can't decide what I'm going to do, because I also, while I was doing stuff, I also found that, which is a Zower ball, and I'd like a Simon in that.
Yeah.
So I am going to do 1 skein in this.
Held up.
Well, either I'm going to hold it together, or I'm going to wind that into 2 balls and have that up the I cord, and then maybe coming across at some point.
Right.
But it's going to be a 1 skein size rather than a 2 skein. 5, so the numbers from the...
Yeah, very good.
And then a Simon, which I think will be beautiful. Yeah. And then I found this bag, which was just from, this is from Botanical Yarn, which just is, you know, could you get a bag that goes better?
That would go with lots of things.
Yeah. And then I've also found these that I got from Mammy and Florrie.
Oh wow, yeah.
You know, what are they called? What is it? Doofus, Wally, Muppet, Bum, Crumbs, and what's the last one? Div.
Cool.
So, yeah, and they go with that as well. So yeah, so that will be at some point when I can't resist.
Two little projects. Not
Yeah.
little, but 2 projects.
When I can't resist a new cast on,
yeah,
that might be my,
sounds like,
because I'm not buying any yarn, so instead I'm shopping my own stash.
it sounds very good.
Yeah, excited.
And I had because I recently reorganised slightly and realised, well, not I knew I had a lot of yarn, but
Yeah.
and Jo gave me some more, so she's had some out of her stash and into my use.
Well, I saw this and I was like, I don't think I'm going to use it. I think Rachel would love it.
So she gave me this beautiful Sweet Georgia fade. So it's a party of 5 in Tough Love sock, their Tough Love sock base, and isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to knit a 1 skein shawl, I think, with a fade, because it's so, you wouldn't even have to.
No. Do you think you would fade it in, fade it out?
No,
because you get quite a lot with the. That would be quite nice if you went from, did half of,
and then the full one in the middle.
Yeah. Just an idea.
I kind of like the idea of having it.
Yeah. Ombre.
Yeah.
What are the colours? What are the colours on the back?
The colours are Jam Session, Dahlia, Red Sky, Plumera, and Passion Fruit.
They're lovely.
Yeah, and they are actually 28 gram skeins.
You might have to do what you did before.
Yeah.
So 5 times 28 is
140.
Yeah. Oh, you could just.
Yeah, I'll do what your pattern says about using up your most.
Yeah. Cool.
And then I purchased, well, when I was making the mittens, I had to compromise on the thumbs because I didn't have the DPNs that I needed. And well, I'm sure that I've got some of these somewhere in wood, but I bought, it was 3.25 for the rib and 3.75 for the main. and I've got to knit. The other skein of yarn that my dad sent is a DK, and I wanted to make sure that I had
what to knit his
socks. So I got 3.25, 3.5, and 3.75 in just in knit prosings, which are my preferred DPN. And then I got 3 fixed of the basic bamboo. I've thrown the boxes away. I got 2 3.75s, short different lengths, and a 3.5. And this was mainly from knitting my Rachel, because I've been using. I don't know if you know that Chagu, they make a wooden needle or bamboo needle as well, and they were my first ones, and I loved them until I discovered Chagu metal ones, and those cables, and the cable was driving me insane. So yeah, and then I bought those, and last night I was knitting on it, and it's 100% better, more enjoyable. And I also bought Addy Sock and Wonder needle in 3.25 for the DK socks. And I like these for Dad because they are 2 centimetres longer, and
he's got more stitches.
Well, he has more stitches. A 72 on a. You need a slightly bigger needle anyway. I'm going to give his DK ones a go once I finish. I'm not gonna have those on the needles as well, though I probably could. But
yeah.
So I have managed to get rid of a few whips, but I have to say, knitting things that you're going to give away
is hard. It's not as fun.
Well, when it becomes when it's not what you want to knit on, it's hard, because I have to say that last night knitting my Rachel, I've memorised the pattern now. I'm starting to really enjoy it. But Simon, when I knit Simon, I'm truly happy. And that's, quite a simple thing, but I've got a real shadow across my...
Yeah, the light's not good.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're at the end
that's
now.
All that's all I bought.
Yeah, and I've bought nothing.
And, yeah, thank you for those. They're lovely. And I shall be casting that on soon.
Get your Rachel done, and then
got to focus.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for watching. We will be back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I've got a little trip to Scotland in between. You're not going anywhere?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not even going to the hospital because my appointments are now on the phone again.
Excellent. Yeah, so we will be back in a couple of weeks, and we just wish everybody stays warm and well and safe.
Yes.
Just keep out of that wind, keep away from the awful weather and stuff that's going on.
If you live in
abroad,
those places, we really do feel for you.
And keep your knitting with you, and
do what makes you happy. I say.
Yeah. Cool. Well, have a great couple of weeks, and we'll be back to show you the Rachel.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.